Hey, my name's Justin, and this is The Art of Repair. And today we're going to answer the question, what came first, the school or the scope? Now, what is that question, the school or the scope? What do you mean? I mean, do you buy gear to learn how to microsolder, or do you go to a course to learn how to microsolder? Now, before we continue, this is something that I've already made very clear to a lot of people. Microsoldering and board level diagnosis are two different things. And being good at one does not mean you're good at the other. Period. Okay? You can be an amazing chip reworker and not know how to find a busted chip. It's very, very easy. Okay? Because you can easily spend a lot of time just learning how to take those chips off and putting them back on. And I mean, what's a great example of this? Oh, I know. Touch IC. There are so many people doing Touch IC right now that have no business doing Touch IC right now because they don't know the other side of it. I mean, let me ask you this, okay? If you take in board level repair, okay, I am talking to you right now. If you take in board level repair right now and you are doing Touch IC and something goes wrong, I know some of y'all just had a gut check right now, okay? And then some of y'all were just like, I'm gonna fix it, okay? That's the difference right there, okay? Today we're talking about going to school or buying the gear. Which one you should do first, okay? Very specifically, which comes first? The chicken or the egg? The school or the scope? Which one should you invest in? Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest, and I'm going to be straight up clear with you. If you expect to do any kind of real professional work, you need real professional gear, okay? There's a lot of mid-range, hobby-level gear out there. It's all right. It works. But if you want real consistency and real quality, you're going to have to spend some money. I'm sorry. It sucks. Oh, I want to make 6 digits, but I don't want to spend the money. If that's you, you're going to have to go ahead on out right now. But if you've at least saved up about $2,000, you've got yourself an interesting question. Do I go to school or do I buy the gear? Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. From an experience perspective, you need to buy that gear, okay? Because if you were going to spend $2,000 or more to go to a course, and let me be very clear with you guys, okay? I'm speaking to the hobbyist and the one-man army or the super small shop. I'm not talking to you big franchises, okay? If you're a big franchise, then you need to go ahead and allot the amount of money for the gear and the course all at once. Call it a day, be done with it, and quit messing around, okay? If you're going to commit, you need to go and commit, okay? But for those of you out there that have limited funds and something called a budget, then you've got to decide, is it going to be worth more to go to this course, okay? And there's a bunch of courses out there. There's good ones, there's bad ones, there's ones in between, you know what I'm saying? You know, let the community guide you on that one, because there's definitely some really good courses out there, okay? But there's also some really bad ones, so pay attention. If you've got to make that decision and you're about to swipe your card and go to a course, and you know that when you get back, it's going to be a couple months before you can afford the gear, you need to go and hit the brakes, okay? Put it in neutral, put your e-brake on, and park it, okay? Because you're not ready yet, okay? You're just not ready yet. Why do I say that? I say that you are not ready yet because if you don't have the gear to practice on as soon as you get back, you're going to be in trouble. Seriously, you're going to be in big old trouble, okay? You're thinking, oh, it's okay. 2-3 months, I'm going to pick up the gear. I'm saving for it. Yeah, I got a plan. Doesn't work like that. What's going to happen is you're going to spend all this money to go to a course where they cram a lot of information into 5 days. And believe it, you think 5 days is a lot of time to actually do this stuff, but it's really not, you know? At minimum, I am a firm believer in a 30-day course, okay? But that's just me, and we'll see. But If you're not buying the gear before you go, you're going to come back after you spend all that money, and you're going to forget 90% of all of it by the time your gear comes in. Okay, even if you buy your gear the day before you leave, you're going to be great. Okay, just like I was talking to the franchise people, if you can buy it all at once, you're great. Go to the course, learn what you need to learn, come back, practice into infinity, become the beast master. I believe in you. In fact, I'm here for you with the channel. I'm going to keep teaching you. Okay. But if you come back without the gear, what are you going to do? Nothing. You're going to sit there and forget it. So, if you've got the cash right now, go ahead and get the gear. Okay? Because not only can you buy the gear, but you can also buy a couple practice phones. Okay? If you go to the course with some basic fundamental understanding and you get all the newbie stuff out of the way, like, what's flux, what's solder, the different types, all that jazz and everything like that, and you are semi-decent at using your hot air to at least just take something off and put it on, man, is that board level information going to come in quick. Why? Because you understand things. You understand things. You can ask relevant $2,000 questions. The whole goal of schooling in general, okay, is to educate and to bring up the level of the technicians as an average, okay, as a whole, okay. Every single course out there is to elevate the average technician's level, okay. If we get enough people going, great, okay. But if you don't have the gear, what's the point? You're going to come back and you forget it, Now, I'm not saying everybody's going to forget all that information, but do yourself a favor. Do this for me. Prove me wrong. Okay, prove me wrong. Most community colleges, as far as I know it, understand it, and have tried it myself, you can actually go in and sit on a lot of courses and just not get credit for it. And if you're your own boss, who's the degree for? Is it for you? Is it for them? It's irrelevant, right? So, if it's possible to go sit in for free at your community college for, say, I don't know, basic electrical theory, try it out. Go to the class. Commit to it. Okay? 5-6 days. Then, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, test yourself. See where you're at. You know what I'm saying? If you're really going to remember that information for 3 or 4 months while you save up to get the gear after you get back, sure, why not? Knock yourself out, man. Whatever, do you. But for the majority of people out there, paying for the course and going to the course prior to having all the gear to practice on when you get back, it's just a bad idea. It's going to be a waste of money. And more than not, it's going to give you the feeling that you didn't get really, your money's worth out of the course. And, especially if you go to a well-known course or anything like that, it's just going to be a sad story, you know what I'm saying, down the road when you don't really get anything out of it, especially when there's so much to get out of it, I've been to a couple of these courses to observe them. I've been to a couple courses to teach, The people that really get the most out of it are the ones that really prepared themselves. That's from a teacher's perspective. There you go. So hey, I really hope you learned something today. In fact, if you liked the video, go and hit right over down there and hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed and you want to start checking out all my stuff weekly, just head on over to the other side and hit subscribe. Now, if you are super about it and you want to learn everything that I'm trying to teach, whoop, boom, hit that notification bell, all right? It's really important. That way, every single time I upload something, it pops up right on your phone, your computer, whatever you're doing, all right? And hey, check it out. Maybe you have an opinion about what I'm doing right now. Or maybe you even used my technique on a repair and it worked for you. If any of these things apply to you, or maybe you just want to say hi, hit me up with a comment. I love them. Seriously, I love the comments. They're my favorite. Every time I get one on my phone, I'm like, ooh yeah. And If you are one of those people that is about to look me up on Instagram to ask me what equipment I use, well, guess what? I already got you. Don't even worry about it. Hit the description, boom, right down at the bottom has everything in a big old list. If there's something that I didn't put on there, then hit me up on Instagram, The Phone God, check out my stuff, then hit me up and let me know what you need. And don't forget, I'm Justin, and this is The Art of Repair.